Welcome back to the channel. Man, it has been cold here, and it should be. It's middle of December, it's winter here in the Midwest, so it should be cold. But just like typical weather here in the Midwest, we are getting ready to head on a roller coaster ride, and it is gonna warm up. That being said, we're gonna take a break from the hunting for a little bit, see if we can catch some bass. And what is the best way to do that in the winter? Well, in my opinion, it's the Ned rig. So we're breaking out the Ned rig, and we're gonna see how many bass we can catch while this water's warmed up in this backyard pond. But before we get to the fishing, let's go through the whens, the where, and the why you would use a Ned rig. All right, before we get into the what, when, where of a Ned rig, let's discuss what is a Ned rig. A Ned rig is a simple finesse bass fishing rig designed to catch bass when they're pressured, cold, or inactive. This is why it works so well in the winter. What makes up a Ned rig? There's usually three components: the jig head, the hook, and the soft plastic. The jig head is a small mushroom-shaped jig head, usually 1/32 to 1/8 ounce, with 1/16 ounce being the most common. The soft plastic should be short, buoyant, somewhere between 2.7 and 4 inches. The common styles are stick baits and TRD style bait. And the hook is usually just a wire hook built into the jig head. Now let's talk about when would you use a Ned rig. So let's go over 3 examples of when, where, and why you would use a Ned rig. Example 1 is a cold winter afternoon, similar to right now. It's gonna be most effective in the midday when those water temps are between 40 and 50 degrees. Where should you use a Ned rig in this situation? Some of the best places are shallow flats near deeper water, rocky banks, or transition points in small ponds and small lakes. This bait works best in these conditions because the fish are lethargic, they're not willing to chase, and this presents an easy meal in front of their face. Example number 2 on when you should use a Ned rig is a post cold front with bluebird skies. That's the wide open skies, blue skies, no clouds. This is a day after a cold front with high pressure. The where in this example, clear water lakes with grass, rocks, docks, and sparse grass. And the reason why, these bass get tight-lipped after a cold front comes through. This bait can excel in this situation. A third great example is high-pressure ponds, places where there are lots of folks that fish using all kinds of different baits. The Ned rig will excel in this situation. In these small ponds with its high pressure, these bass have seen every bait thrown at them. So slowing down that presentation and giving them something that they haven't seen can be an effective method. All right, hopefully we've learned something. Let's head to the water and put this Ned rig to the test. All right, before we actually get to fishing, let's go over the setup that we're using here. So to start out, the Ned rig that we're using is a Strike King Tour grade. It's got a weed guard, and then the actual plastic is a Z-Man TRD Finesse in the deal color. The color is called the deal. That's all tied on with a 6-pound Invisex Seaguar 101 line, and that leads down to the Shimano. It's a 1000 series Shimano Stratic on a 6'10" G Loomis extra fast action rod. It's a GCX series. So that's what we're working with, and let's see if we can catch some fish. It's definitely a patient game. You've got to be patient. Everything is very slow. So as far as technique, we're just slowly raising the rod, and then when we get to a point, we're reeling back into it and just letting that bait drag across the bottom. This rod I can feel pretty much everything at the bottom. I can feel it bouncing off things. You can even go slower and let it pause. So let the rod head drop, reel into it, let it set. 1, 2, 3, and then start over. There we go. There we go. There we go. We are on with the Ned. On with the Ned. This might be a little tricky here. There we go. The Ned is deadly in the winter. This dude is frozen. He is not large by no means, but he is a Ned fish. There we go. Slow and low. All right, let's get him back in the water. It's ice right there. It shows you how cold it is. It's ice right on the edge. All right, hey, thanks for watching the video to this point. Hopefully you got some knowledge or some use or some entertainment out of this. As you can see, the Ned rig can be deadly. It can catch fish. It is definitely a finesse bait. You have to be very patient. That's hard for me. So I know it can be hard. It's just getting in the mindset of slow drag, slow retrieve, cast, slow retrieve. Thank you for watching the video to this point. I appreciate it. If you like hunting and fishing videos, please click that subscribe button. It helps the channel, and I do appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one.